Good day, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Slay Them All with me, EclecticAndrew the Gamer, here in Path of Exile 1. Today we are in the Labyrinth, the Labyrinth of the Eternal Empire, where we are ascending from our class, like a class promotion, but a class ascension from fighting Izaro and completing the Labyrinth. Most of these rooms you fight the boss in, Izaro, of course. But these little platforms will raise up with different little things from day to day. As you progress through the labyrinth, each different boss room will have different add-ons, different mechanics to the boss fight that you will have to take note of in order to defeat Izaro. And technically you don't need to destroy them in order to destroy these mechanisms in order to progress with the fight. You can focus solely on Izaro. But like for these portals that are summoning minions from these thresholds, they will keep coming out in the subsequent boss fight rooms if you do not destroy them now. See, they will appear up here and keep unleashing more and more minions as you're fighting Izaro. And once they're up there, where you do not destroy them here in the first room, or in whatever room you're fighting Izaro, whichever room you do not destroy the mechanics, the mechanisms of the little, whatever the mechanism is set up in helping Izaro, it will continue to help Izaro in subsequent boss fights against Izaro in that particular labyrinth. Now, the labyrinth is special in the fact that it's a dungeon, where if you die one time in the dungeon, you get kicked out of the entire dungeon and have to go through the random zones of the dungeon all over again. And that can be cool in a way, having a dungeon to go through.
By the goddess, what
but it can be difficult if you're a little underpowered or a little under-leveled or a little bit of an underwhelming person, in a sense to where you cannot beat Izaro and deal with the mechanisms, and deal with all the traps and all the individual zones. But give me 1 second. That was the first boss fight with Izaro. There are 2 more to go. Keep following along for more Path of Exile Slay Them All. And welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of this Labyrinth boss slaying event. With Izaro part 2. The mechanism traps we are facing in this one is going to be in particular for this round. The gargoyles. The threshold portals will of course summon monsters so long as you leave the portals open. Oh crap, don't do that much damage to Izaro. But the gargoyles, he will send a beam, well actually the goddess above Izaro will send a beam to the gargoyles to bring them to life. Bring them back to life. Save me, yes. And the gargoyles are differently imbued with different powers.
I can't do this just yet.
Which they seem kind of like the 3 utility flasks, I think, to where there's a granite gargoyle, a steel gargoyle, okay. Oh, this one grants Izaro damage when he's active. Okay, I did not know that gargoyle was a thing. I'm going to definitely kill this gargoyle, so Izaro does not deal a ton of damage to me. The granite gargoyle, I believe, gives him armor.
The loyal
must
be avenged.
Ooh, Chaos Orb. So defeating all 3 gargoyles, very good thing. So they're not buffing up Izaro. Typically, there will be other mechanisms that give Izaro, like elemental bonuses, power charges, elemental charges, and all that stuff.
Pity the emperor who sits alone on his throne.
But yeah, that's part 2. Easy enough. Let's meet back here again for part 3 in a couple seconds for you all. And welcome back, everyone, to part 3 of fighting Izaro in the Labyrinth. Today, we will finish this. The 3rd fight against Izaro. If you have not destroyed any of the mechanisms in the first 2 rooms, they will show up here, of course. And it looks like there should be some Roombas coming out to attack us while we're fighting Izaro. In the first labyrinth, the final room of fighting Izaro, the traps are all broken. But from the second labyrinth on to the 4th, the Labyrinth traps will all be completely 100% active, no matter what. So I've not really gone into Izaro's attacks at all yet, because we've been focusing on the mechanisms. He's got that giant slam right there. He's got the goddess sends out a bunch of little orbs that will summon skeletal minions to attack us with. He has a basic attack. He has a leap slam. Leap slam can be very deadly and damaging. He has that sundering move. That is basically sunder, like the player gets. And I think that is all. That leap slam can be very deadly. I mean, all of his attacks are really deadly in the long run, if you're weak enough, but especially from the fact that if you die, even here and now in the third boss room, you have to do the entire Labyrinth dungeon all over again, no matter where you die. If you die to a trap, if you die to a minion, if you die to Izaro, if you die to poison or bleeding, you will die and have to start all over again. Well, whatever will I choose as my ascendancy for this slaying series? Find out next time. I hope you enjoyed this episode today, everyone, and take care of yourselves until the next time, everyone. Goodbye, everyone. Until the next time. Goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.